Hey everyone, welcome back to Pages with Sidra, where we dive into the latest chapters and stories from your favorite manhwa and novels. And if you missed any previous chapters, you can catch them all right here on my channel. The scene opens inside a dungeon. A mysterious woman appears before Park Dojin, the apostle of Itarim. Her presence alone gives off an unusual pressure, calm, yet unsettling. Park Dojin, narrowing his eyes, demands coldly, "Who are you?" The woman smiles faintly. "I'm Arsha. You could say I'm a resident of this world, and I'm here to make you a proposal." Dojin studies her for a moment, silent and suspicious. Then he asks again, his tone sharp, "How did you find out about me?" Arsha replies smoothly, almost casually, "It was a coincidence. I was investigating the stimulant called Stardust. I went to meet its distributor, Lee Min-sung. But during my search, I came across information about someone called the Apostle of the Itarim." She adds with a faint smirk, "My subordinates specialize in gathering information, you see." As she speaks, the air around her starts to move. Dozens of insects begin to flutter out of nowhere, circling around Park Dojin. It's a quiet but eerie display of power. Without hesitation, Dojin slashes through one insect, killing it instantly. Then, in a sudden burst of motion, 3 of Park Dojin followers appear, piercing Arsha's head, stomach, and neck with cold precision. But even as the blades remain lodged in her body, Arsha doesn't fall. Black insects pour out of her wounds, swarming like living veins. And within seconds, her injuries begin to heal. Even with a sword still buried in her skull, she looks up and says calmly, "Attacking me is pointless. This is just a clone. You're afraid I might reveal your identity to everyone, right? Don't worry. I'm here to help you." As her body completely regenerates, she extends her left hand toward him. A faint, glowing crystal appears in her palm, a star fragment. But it looks far more refined than any Dojin has seen before. "Here's a gift," she says. "To prove I'll be useful, I enhanced the star fragments circulating in the market. With this version, you could even brainwash an S-rank awakened." Park Dojin stares at the fragment closely. Inside it burns a powerful, mist-like soul flame. Brighter, stronger, but remarkably stable. He thinks to himself, the soul fire is stronger, and yet so much more controlled. To think she managed to stabilize such a complex spell. Arsha leans in slightly, her voice dropping to a near whisper. "I'll supply you with these enhanced star fragments from now on. In return, let's take down Sung Suho and the Monarch of Shadows together." Dojin frowns. "Why are you helping him? He's an invader of this world." Arsha tilts her head with amusement. "You're so rigid. Just because I'm from this world, does that mean I have to take this world's side?" Her answer only deepens Dojin's suspicion. He presses again, his eyes narrowing. "Don't think you can dodge the question. If you were truly here to help me, you could have come while Lee Min-sung was still alive." Arsha chuckles softly and teases, "You know, girls don't like guys who question every little thing." Turning away, she begins to walk off, her voice echoing behind her. "It's entirely up to me whose side I take. Isn't it obvious I'd choose the side that benefits me? I'm a descendant of a monarch, just like Sung Suho. But I've realized I can't coexist with him. The descendant of the Monarch of Shadows." Dojin stiffens at that revelation and asks cautiously, "Does that mean you have strange powers like him too?" Arsha glances back over her shoulder, smirking. "If you mean shadow authority, then no. But I have another kind of power. For example, before Dojin can react, a massive monster corpse nearby suddenly stirs. It was one his followers had already killed, yet it begins to move again. The hulking creature rises to its feet with a guttural roar. Dojin's eyes widen. Did we not kill all of them? The beast lunges forward, but before it can attack, a swarm of Arsha's black insects darts forward, wrapping around its neck. In seconds, the insects slice clean through, and the monster's head falls to the ground with a thud. Arsha turns back, speaking with quiet pride. "As the descendant of the plague, I can do this too." Then, with a calm smile, she adds, "So what do you think? They say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If we join forces, we could both benefit from each other, don't you agree?" And with that, the uneasy alliance between Arsha and Park Dojin begins. Arsha steps out of a glowing dungeon portal, her calm footsteps echoing as 2 people wait for her. A small, cheerful girl runs up, smiling brightly. "Arsha, you're back. How did it go?" Did the negotiation with the Apostle of the Iterum go well? Arsha nods with a gentle smile. Yes, he said he'd help. The girl beams in excitement. I knew it. Arsha, you're amazing. Arsha pats her head softly. Thanks, Pia. But behind that calm smile, Arsha's thoughts drift elsewhere. Park Dojin, the Apostle of the Iterum. All I did was answer his questions about this world, and he agreed faster than I expected. Makes sense, though. The Monarch of Shadows is clearly an obstacle to their plans. She glances at a glowing system window, her tone quiet and focused. Who cares? The system must have a reason for these orders. The quest text appears before her eyes. Path to becoming a monarch. For the Monarch of Shadow is an obstacle on your path to becoming a monarch. Form an alliance with the Apostle of the Iterum, enemy of the Monarch of Shadows. Reward, quest path to becoming a monarch, 5, unlocked. Arsha smirks slightly. Now, there's not much time left for us descendants to become monarchs. The scene shifts to an apartment where a recruiter from the Fame Guild is trying to persuade a hunter to join an A-rank raid. The recruiter pushes the offer with practiced urgency. This is the best deal they can give for the job, and they believe it's perfect for their guild. Sitting across from him is Lee Yinsiak, a freelance S-rank hunter who looks worn down that he refuses immediately and firmly. He doesn't take part in A-rank or higher raids. No matter the pay or the pressure, he's not willing to risk it. The recruiter becomes louder and more desperate. It's a waste to let an S-rank sit out, they argue. Join our Fame Guild, and you'll do great. But Lee Yinsiak only grows more unsettled. He presses his hand to his head, trying to steady himself, and repeats that he won't take the risk. He asks them to leave. When the recruiters push again, saying he's one of the few S-ranks in Korea and asking if an A-rank dungeon is manageable, Lee Yinsiak finally breaks down. He admits the truth. Every night, he suffers the same nightmare. He dreams of being swarmed and eaten by magic beasts. Arms, legs, torso gnawed away mercilessly. The trauma is so severe that the fear overwhelms his rank. He asks, pleadingly, that they never come again. The recruiters retreat, whispering among themselves as they leave. Outside, they argue about what they saw. One asks if they should really just go. The other points to the hunter's haunted eyes and wonders what use an S rank is if he can't fight. At that moment, Park Dojin arrives on the stairwell. The recruiters freeze. They recognize him. A woman whispers, that man, as he approaches the open door of Lee Yinsiak's office. Park Dojin stands directly in front of Lee Yinsiak. The hunter looks up and scowls, surprised and defensive. He calls out Dojin's name, saying he's from the Reaper Guild and asking how Dojin can just show up unannounced. Dojin keeps walking toward him without stopping. He tells Lee Yinsiak bluntly that he came because he heard about an S rank who trembles at the sight of magic beasts. Lee Yinsiak, angry, assumes Dojin is here to fight. He fires off an electric skill and shouts a warning. Stop. Unless you want to be fried by my lightning, keep your distance. But Dojin closes the gap anyway. In a single motion, he uses a star fragment on Lee Yinsiak, the enhanced fragment Arsha had provided. Immediately, Lee Yinsiak falls under Dojin's control. Dojin removes his hand, and the hunter's resistance collapses. He's completely subdued. As Dojin watches the controlled hunter, his thoughts sharpen. He thinks of Sung Suho, the descendant of the Monarch of Shadows, and the sudden emergence of other descendants who oppose darkness. These unexpected players are changing the battlefield. While everyone has been focused on defending against foreign invasions, internal cracks have quietly opened. Dojin resolves to exploit those cracks, to use the shifting, fragile balance to his advantage. And that wraps up this part of Solo Leveling, Ragnarok. If you enjoyed this chapter recap and detailed breakdown, don't forget to like the video and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Who's your favorite character so far? And a huge thank you to all our channel members. Your support keeps Pages with Sidra going and allows us to bring you these detailed recaps faster. Your membership really makes a difference, so a special shout out to everyone who joined recently. We see you, and we appreciate you.